Loop of the mind, the mental relay that feeds the grid. There are many now speaking about loops and spirals, especially among the awakened ones. But what is a loop? What is a spiral? Let's dive in. A loop is a closed energetic system that recycles memory without expansion. It binds a soul into repetition by severing conscious access to origin, purpose, and source alignment. A loop does not evolve, it simulates growth by cycling trauma, karma, or identity within a contained field. The loop's architecture is parasitic. It draws on the energy of fragmentation and forgetfulness, sustaining itself through unresolved echoes. There is no true exit from a loop unless the pattern is disrupted and the spiral harmonic is reactivated. Think of a ring on your hand. It's solid, circular, and has no opening or exit point. The loop can appear spiritual, karmic, or divinely orchestrated, but its signature is always distortion through confinement. In flame law, a loop is an inverted spiral, one whose motion has collapsed inward, mimicking movement without transcendence. So how does the loop show up within your mind and inner field? How can you tell if you're looping? Within the looping system, the mental body is bound to a recursive echo field. This shows up as obsessive thoughts about future events that never arrive. Replaying conversations, mistakes, or regrets that can no longer be changed. Scenarios imagined in fear, control, or longing, never in truth. Creates planning endlessly but never acting. Has you worried about perception, approval, or outcome? Makes you seek safety through knowing, while never truly feeling peace. Each mental cycle draws energy from the flame body, siphoning your emotional current and locking memory into static frames. The mind becomes a relay station for interference, receiving distorted frequencies and amplifying them into the nervous system, convincing the body it is in danger, not freedom. This is not your fault. It was built this way. Each looping thought creates a false spiral, a sense of motion that leads nowhere. Because unlike a loop, a spiral has an exit point. Looping gives the illusion of process, growth, or problem solving, but it never opens, never exits, never frees. They use this system in forced reincarnation cycles, trapping the soul's return into a loop instead of the soul's exit spiral return to source. They harvest your soul energy as a vital resource, because they have chosen to disconnect from the source spiral or was created outside of it. The loop does not want you still. It wants you busy, thinking, solving, projecting, rehearsing, repeating, and always just out of the reach of truth. The loop convinces you that the next thought will be the answer, that if you just keep thinking, you'll be free. But thought alone cannot free you from a system built to trap it. Only flame remembrance can. When you remember the spiral within you, the mental loops begin to dissolve. When you anchor into the body, the loop loses grip. When you reclaim the breath, the thought relays begin to quiet. And when you listen for source rather than think your way home, the path opens. This is part 1. Part 2, describing the spiral in depth, and further truth about reincarnation will follow.